Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Friday, February 8th, 2019. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. Today, Friday, February 8th, saw the handing over of additional classrooms to the staff and the students of the Iver Walters Primary School. The ceremony, which was chaired by Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Kevin Barrett, saw Director of the Public Works Department, Raoul Pemberton, giving an overview of the project.
The decision was taken to construct a single-story, 3,000 square foot wooden building. Of this space, 1,870 square feet was allotted for learning space, 100 square foot for counseling, 800 square foot for veranda and passageways, and 230 square foot for restrooms. The building foundation is constructed of concrete block piers and wooden posts. The floor framing consists of 2x6 joists and 3x6 wooden beams. 3/4-inch form ply was used to cover the floor of the interior spaces, and 1x6 tongue and groove board covers the exterior spaces. The vertical joists for the walls are all cladded with T111 on the exterior sides and half-inch plywood panel on the interior to allow for display of educational materials within the classrooms.
The project, which commenced in mid-July 2018, was designed by the architectural unit of the Public Works Department and overseen by the department's building supervisor. It was completed in a 5-month period.
2x6 lumber was used as the main support for the roof, together with T111 ceiling board and 2.5-inch corrugated aluminum sheets, painted to reflect the school's color.
The ceremony was attended by a number of dignitaries, including Junior Minister of Education, the Honorable Troy Liburd, who also made remarks. The presentation of the keys to the new classrooms was made by Principal Education Officer Zanella Claxton. The $390,000 project was constructed by Williams Engineering Company Limited with electrical work by CJ's Electrical Services. Registered fishing boat owners in St. Kitts and Nevis are this week receiving vessel monitoring systems and their fishing vessel registration certificates. Fishers on Nevis received theirs at a ceremony held at the Nevis Disaster Management Department on Thursday, February 7th. Welcome remarks were delivered by Deputy Director of the Department of Marine Resources, Lemuel Pemberton.
This is an effort that the Department of Marine Resources, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, and the Nevis Island Administration, they have colluded and cooperated in implementing this system so that fishers can be safer.
An overview of the system was done by Director of the Department of Marine Resources, Mark Williams.
Anywhere you go within the world with this device, we'll be able to track it. So if you're here in Nevis or in St. Kitts, and you drift to Puerto Rico, we'll be able to track you every half hour to Puerto Rico, because we set it for every half hour at this present moment. The event that you have a problem with your engine breaking down at sea, you could just turn on this emergency position button, and then it will give out alerts. I think it's every 5 minutes an alert will come with your position. So you will direct the Coast Guard or whatever rescue authorities that we be using at the present time to your particular location. We also place it in a case which is what you call somewhat buoyant, semi-buoyant. It will not, should not sink in water. Let me say that. It should not sink in water. We haven't tested it, but this is what they said, that it should not sink. So this device here is something that we expect that should last you a number of years before we have to upgrade.
The systems were distributed by Deputy Premier, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers, who also delivered the feature address as Minister responsible for Marine Resources in the Nevis Island Administration.
They cost $300 each. $300 in EC, that's just over $800. So that cost will be borne by the federal government. It would cost you an annual monitoring fee of $325. That as well will be borne by the federal government. And also, well, when I say the federal government, of course, that's both St. Kitts and Nevis. Now, the cost, the global cost that we are seeing for this particular system is in the region of $143,750. And that is an approximate cost because, of course, as time goes by, more fishermen will get involved, and then the cost would certainly be increased at that point in time. But for your benefit and for your level of safety and security, this particular cost will be borne by the federal government, and of course, all of you will be the beneficiary of that.
A contingent from the Department of Marine Resources and St. Kitts was also present to support their colleagues in Nevis. Thursday's ceremony followed a similar ceremony held on Tuesday at the police training school in St. Kitts, where vessel owners on that island received their devices and certificates. While all of the fishers present did not receive devices, the process is continuing at respective offices in St. Kitts and Nevis. The government of Caribbean Community CARICOM member states Mexico and Uruguay say they hold the view that the complexity of the circumstances in Venezuela should not be a reason to dismiss the diplomatic channels for dispute settlement. Reiterating their decision to help restore the tranquility of the Venezuelan people through dialogue and peace, the governments issued a statement on Wednesday, February 6, 2019, outlining what they refer to as the Montevideo mechanism, a proposed four-phased approach to resolving Venezuela's political crisis. The proposed Montevideo mechanism calls for a dialogue phase, creating conditions for direct contacts among the actors involved in an environment of security. A negotiation phase, strategic presentation of the results of the previous phase to the counterparts seeking to find common ground and areas of opportunity to allow the relaxation of positions and identify potential agreements. A commitments phase, construction and subscription of agreements based on the results of the negotiation phase with the characteristics and the time frame previously agreed upon. And an implementation phase, materialization of the commitments assumed in the previous phase with the international accompaniment. The mechanism is a proposal to guarantee a peaceful and democratic solution that prevents an escalation of violence. In the event that the parties decide to communicate, Rebecca Grimspan, former Vice President of Costa Rica and current Ibero-American Secretary General, Enrique Iglesias and Bernardo Sepulveda, ex-foreign ministers of Uruguay and Mexico, and a High Representative of CARICOM, personalities of recognized international experience and moral quality, will be invited to accompany this mechanism. Still to come, 16 formally conferred with 2018 National Honors Awards for nation building. The details after this break.
Trouble, trouble, trouble. Let me go. Everybody go. That one you go mad. We are gonna push forward. I want to hear everybody say, ready, ready.
Welcome back. 16 exemplary nationals of St. Kitts and Nevis were invested with the 2018 National Honors Awards for their exceptional contribution to the development of the Federation at an investiture ceremony held on Wednesday, February 6th at Government House on St. Kitts. The Companion Star of Merit was awarded to Ambassador His Excellency Sidney Osborne for Education and Public Service, Calvin Foy for Policing and Community Service, Alfonso Barker for Business Entrepreneurship and Culture, Kenneth Kelly for Business Entrepreneurship, Alfonso Bridgewater for Sports Administration and Public Service, Cretan Pension for Culture, Elston Elimat Nero for Musical Excellence locally, regionally, and internationally, Sylvain Henry for Public Service and Community Service, Hilton Clark for Education and Community Service, and Adrian Lamb for Musical Production and Community Service. 6 nationals were the recipients of the Medal of Honor. Elenita Nathaniel for Education and Community Service, and Lionel Mansionbull Gums for Culture, as well as Sylvester King Socrates Hodge, Walston King Starshield Shield, Jacqueline Singing Jackie Leader, and Errol King Awo Dolphin, who were awarded in the category of Calypso and Music. The awards were presented by Governor General His Excellency Sir Tapley Seaton. Deputy Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Sean Richards, congratulated the awardees and thanked them for their meritorious contributions to nation building. He described the Companion Star of Merit and Medal of Honor as two of the highest civilian honors that the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis proudly bestows on its sons and daughters. The following is a public notice from the Premier's Ministry. An invitation is extended to all persons on the island of Nevis to join the Team Unity Administration in a church service of thanksgiving, worship, and praise to God Almighty on the 4th anniversary of His governance. This will take place at the St. Paul's Anglican Church in Charlestown, Nevis on Sunday, February 17, 2019 at 9 a.m. The Nevis Island Administration's Information Technology Department and the Department of Information continue their partnership to ensure that content from the Department of Information is readily available on as many platforms as possible. In light of this, the departments have launched a new app. The launch of the app, called Nevis Television NTV on Amazon TV and Fire Stick devices, is an extension of the initiative of former Director of the Department of Information, Huey Sargent. Craig David is the Director of the Information Technology Department.
The addition of the NTV Amazon TV app allows persons with Amazon TV and Fire Stick devices to download and install the app, which makes available the NTV live stream and the NTV on-demand content. NTV On Demand ensures persons can watch recorded versions of all the shows produced by NTV via the Amazon Fire TV devices. We encourage all persons with Amazon Fire TV devices to download the app today and enjoy this new service.
Nevis Television is also available on nevistvonline.com, NTV Go app available for Android devices, Roku TV, Apple TV, Smart TV, and any other IPTV platforms, as well as Nevis Television Facebook page and the Nevis Newscast YouTube channel. That's how we end this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, thank you for viewing.